Hello and welcome to Mexico and Rosarito Beach, just south of the border with the US, as we start our coverage of the 2000 FIVB Beach Volleyball World Tour, here on hot sand. It's a year dominated by the Sydney Olympics, the sport having made its Olympic debut 4 years ago in Atlanta. And we'll be bringing you all the action and stories as the road to Sydney unwinds over the coming weeks.
I don't think any of us really knew what to expect at the Olympic competition because it was the first time it was ever held. But it turned out to be a great event. People were dancing in the stands, doing the Macarena, and it was really one of the hits of the Olympics. So we were really heartened by that and excited about the response that beach volleyball got in its first opportunity at the Olympics.
The beach game actually dates from the 1930s, with the first organized events taking place in Southern California during the 50s. Since USA team Koch Kirai and Ken Steffes lifted that first Olympic gold in Atlanta in 1996, beach volleyball has continued to evolve and develop as a world sport.
1996 was incredibly successful at the Olympics. This year in 2000 in Sydney is going to be even more impressive. There's more good teams. The level of play has increased. In 1996, the Americans dominated. Since then, the Brazilians have really stepped it up. But it's not just the Brazilians. It's the Argentinians. It's the Swiss team. It's teams from all over the world that actually have a chance to win a medal in 2000.
Today we are concentrating on the men's event in Rosarito. Next week we'll be featuring the women. Teams from 32 countries are here, vying for Olympic qualification and world ranking points. In recent years, it's been the Brazilians and the Americans who have dominated the main events, but with the game now established throughout Europe, Australasia, the Far East and the rest of the American continent, domination is under threat. 3 years ago, the FIVB World Tour welcomed yet another incredible athlete into the fold, Elaine Youngs of the USA. So many beach volleyball players made her way to the sand via an indoor career.
Well, I started my career at UCLA. We had a very good team, and I knew one of my plans was to play one Olympics indoor and then move out to the beach. I went to the national team and I played from 93 to 96. I played in the Olympic Games in 96. Then I played 2 seasons indoor overseas, 1 year in Italy and in 97 in Turkey. And actually after Italy I came out and started playing my first season on the beach. So I came in mid-season. And then I went back to Turkey and continued with the beach afterwards. So that's kind of how my career began.
Such was Young's awesome reputation indoors that her debut on the sand was eagerly anticipated by both the media and fellow players alike.
I didn't think the expectations were that high because I had already played a little beach volleyball in another league, the 4-person tour that we had in the U.S. So for me, I was playing with a great partner. I came right out and got to play with Liz Massakayan. So that wasn't a lot of pressure on me. I knew I had a good partner, and I wasn't going to be with somebody like me who was very green in their first year on tour. So I learned from her, and it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I knew I was going to do well. If anything, I put a lot of pressure on myself to succeed. All the elements are difficult to deal with when you're playing beach volleyball as opposed to playing indoor. The sun, the wind, you have to set a lot. And, you know, when I played indoor, I was a big hitter and defender and passer, and I didn't set a whole lot. But I always had that skill. I always knew that it wouldn't be difficult to me, but I've been blessed to have good coaches.
Yeah, you just don't want to get into chasing balls and punching here. You can get it with a little more space, you can swing through the ball.
Yeah. We have a new indoor player here, Carrie Walsh, and she's doing a good job. She's never played on the beach before, but hey, we can use some more indoor players out here. A lot of the U.S. players, they go and play overseas or they go to the national team, and so we don't have a lot of young talent. But hey, give it a try. This is a great life. What more could you want?
We join set 2 with the USA in a commanding lead.
Well, Shelder with service, but there's really very little they can do in this game at the moment, and this is an incredible performance by the Americans. A really clinical finish to this match, Nick.
Well, it's an important point score back because the Brazilians, remember, they're seeded #1 in this tournament, just getting the better of Youngs at the net there to make it 18 points to 12 to Team USA. And this is the first time that we've seen Adriana and Shelder struggle so much to Youngs and Fontana, and an indication that Elaine Youngs, who many of us have been waiting to see great things from, perhaps a little too early, and now starting to see the delight that we've looked forward to. Here's Bob Fontana, making it 19 to 12 for the Americans, and this pairing really is growing from strength to strength.
Oh, fantastic kill from Fontana here, and that reflects the confidence of this team in the match. They've played wonderful, wonderful tactical volleyball. They've tried to show everything late to the Brazilians, and that's put a lot of pressure on Shelder's side-out game, and Youngs has had a field day at the net.
Oh, well, not quite a field day there. And Shelder doing well, again scraping a valuable point back. Rally ball scenario here. Here's the set. Elaine Youngs not quite judging this one right at the net. And a score to the Brazilians. Par with a service. Bob Fontana. Set from Elaine Youngs. Fontana on the attack. Again, the Brazilians have an opportunity to come back. The second ball hit puts the Americans in a stronger position. Fontana gets it this time. Great play from the Brazilians, showing their experience here, fighting for every point. Oh, well, the second ball hit, perhaps not the best choice, and the Brazilians score an impressive point.
Well, Youngs has really stuck with her partner Fontana all game, and Fontana has rewarded her with some superb side-out volleyball. But on this rally, Elaine Youngs decides to go on the second ball over instead of trusting Barbara Fontana, and that gives the Brazilians a chance to put the ball away, and a great little knuckleball just over the net. Elaine Youngs not able to recover.
They come again on the attack. Well, this time Bob Fontana gets the angle on the spike that she's looking for, really giving the Brazilians no chance to dig that one out, and taking them to match ball. 2 sets to love. This will be their first victory on the tour, and this will be some scalping, as the #1 seeds looking a little distressed here. Well, it's Bob Fontana, definitely for me the player of the match, who floats the ball in. The Brazilians on the attack. Once again, it's out, and the Americans have taken victory in the French Open. Superb play from Bob Fontana and Elaine Youngs.